to the final section. So last hour we concluded with the possibilities of conflicts in our communities, very especially intergenerational and intercultural conflicts can come. Now, one of the main areas of this day's seminar was the areas of conflict. But we know already time is not there, so it is not possible for us to deal with different dimensions of conflict. But then I have added a few conflict styles with the images of certain animals. So there will be community members who will be having different styles of conflict. It is better that we become aware about them. Okay, a few of them. Now, the first one is the doggy style. Doggy style conflict, So their characteristics is that they are very stubborn and refuse to change their point of view, even if they know that they are wrong. In some of the discussions, the community meetings or the common discussions, what they are holding on, they know that it is wrong, but they will never change. Their argument is that the hair which I have got has got two horns. Two horns, the rabbit which I have got has got two horns. That is the argument. We know the rabbit doesn't have horns. But they argue that they have. Stubborn, like a donkey, they will not change. This kind of people will be there in our schools or in our communities. And we need to become aware about their process or their style of functioning. Stubbornness. Second one is elephant style. Elephant style, the characteristics is that in a group work, they block the way and stubbornly prevent the group from continuing along the road. We must have experienced this one. Okay, the group is working very well, maybe having the discussions or maybe discussing on various critical issues and so on. But these people, if they don't like something, they will not allow the group to proceed. They will block, just as an elephant blocks the way, they will prevent the community or the group from proceeding ahead. This is elephant style, blocking the way. Then the third one is lion style. Lion. And the characteristics of these people is that they get into fights and conflicts whenever others disagree with their plans. Okay, if everybody is agreeing with them, there is no problem. But if someone challenges or expresses a view that is contrary to their argument or their position, immediately they will get into fight. Verbal fight, even physical fights, it can be turned to. Because lions never give up, they will fight. So these kind of people are there. They are never ready to give up. And if everybody is accepting them or saying amen to every proposal which they place on the table, everything is fine. But if somebody challenges or questions, the entire mood is changed, they enter into fight, the lion style conflict. Then we have the rabbit style. This kind of people, they run away as soon as he or she senses tensions and conflicts. The rabbits, when they feel that there is a danger, they will never expose themselves. But what will they do? They will run away. There are community members in our own communities. When there is a problem or a conflict or an issue comes, they will be inside their room. It's very difficult to bring them out from their rooms. There are community members. Their style is rabbit style, running away from the conflicts. Then we have the ostrich style. It is said about the ostrich, when they are facing dangers, they will run. They are able to run very fast. Okay, once they are tired, what they will do is they will make a pit in the sand, then they will bury their head in the sand. And they will think that now they are safe. But after some time, when they lift up their head from the sand, they are surrounded by the enemy. So these kind of people are like that. See, they bury his or her head in the sand and refuses to face the reality or admit there is any problem at all. They feel if they keep their head or if they close themselves in the room, everything is fine. No problem will be there. But they do not know that the moment they come out from the room, problem still exists there. So the ostrich means they are not ready to face the problem. They want somehow run away, bury themselves, maybe in their rooms or in their habits or in their friendship or in the social media, and so there are different pits that they can create. They are like ostrich. Then we have the turtle style. Turtle. They withdraw from the group and refuses to give ideas or opinions. We know when a turtle sees somebody, it will withdraw itself to within, into itself. It will never come out. So these people are like this. When there is a problem, they will withdraw into their own styles. That means no contact with outsiders. Okay, some problems are going on in the community, but that is theirs, it's not mine. Let me not interfere with that. That is the turtle style, withdrawing or moving away from the problems. Then there is the chameleon, the chameleon style. What is their style? Changes its color according to the people he or she is with. Will say one thing to this group and something else to another. There are some superiors, they will say one thing in the morning, then evening just opposite. Not only the superiors, members are there also. There is no stability in what they say or what they are planning. They will plan one thing, but they will execute just opposite. Just as the chameleon changes its color. That is their style, no stability. And the last one, somebody was mentioning here, interfere with everybody in the problems, I think. Monkey style. That is monkey style. See, they go around charters and prevents the group from focusing on serious business. They will interfere with everybody's business. And they will make a mess out of everything. And they will not allow the group to function. When we are seriously discussing about something, they will make some mockery there. Then people will be taken up by that. As a result, the group will be disturbed. So these kind of people are there. I think among the different styles of conflict, all these characters are there. Maybe in me and you or in our community members, all of them are present. There are ways to deal with them, but we know there is no time to deal with that. Therefore, I skip them. How to deal with these kind of persons in our communities. That is to say, how to take care of a donkey, stubbornness, or how to deal with the lion or the elephant, or how to deal with the mouse or rabbit or the tortoise or whatever may be. There are ways. Now at least let us become aware about this fact that there are different styles of conflicts. It is better to become aware about the styles of our community members, whether she is preventing somebody in the group or whether she is withdrawing from the group. If withdrawing, we need to bring them up, or if they are like talking birds, we need to put restrictions for them. Okay, we need to deal with them. Now we continue with so we need to understand our own conflict styles and the styles of our community members. And in connection with people-centered, not work-centered communities, one of the areas we need to cultivate is hospitality. We know earlier the senior sisters or senior fathers, they say no. In the beginning, when we came to India, hospitality was one of the most important qualities. That anybody can come to our community, the community members will take care of them. It is a biblical virtue, hospitality. When we visit some places, we feel unwanted there. Our community members, fathers share, they were invited for some program. They went for the program, but when they reached there, nobody was there to just speak with them, to ask whether they were in need of a glass of water. It happened in Wardha. Then afterwards, they asked for some help. They said, we are very busy. In fact, no program was there. Even in some other places, it happened in some of the areas. They were going for mass. Father said, we are not coming. There were reasons for that. They said, one of the fathers shared this one. I went there for the mass. After the mass, okay, there was a time for supper. I was waiting there. not even a person came and told, Father, come for the supper. Has it happened? Hospitality. It matters also, okay. People are different. People are different, and some people, for them, okay, they will adjust with any situation. But for some, if they are not taken care of, they feel very bad. Hospitality. Whoever it may be, we need to provide hospitality in our communities. And slowly, slowly, in many of the communities, that virtue is being lost. Somebody comes, okay. In one case, it happened, we went to Balasha for a meeting. Then, what is that, on the way, we went to a community, and we already told, the Darshana rector had informed that particular community that we are coming, we need a cup of tea. Okay, Father, you come, there is no problem. So we all went there, and six, 7 were there. But when we reached there, only the superior was there. And she also came out with much difficulty. Father informed, Father Alekapalli it was. I can tell the name also. Some of us may be knowing Father Sebastian Alekapalli, the previous rector of Darshan Institute of Philosophy. And he informed them, and when we reached there, only the superior, and that superior also came out with much difficulty. I think that we all felt very bad. And afterwards, Father made some comments, okay, we took the tea from there, but they said, no more coming to this community. May not be knowingly happening. We take something sometimes for granted. We should know, let us not take anybody silly. That point. This point is very important. When guests come to our communities, we have to give them the best hospitality possible. It does not mean that we have to provide everything. No, not at all. At least we should be with them. Speaking with them. Okay, that is another important point. Then another thing, learn to forgive and adjust in our communities. Learn to forgive. And in the group discussions also, one aspect was that we need to forgive. Well, how do you take care of the virtue of forgiveness in your communities? And see, and adjust now. One issue to happen that in a community, the superior has to expose the Holy Eucharist in the morning. They have adoration, maybe 15 minutes of adoration every day. And on that day, it was superiors. Superior used to, when the mother is there, she used to open the tabernacle and expose the Holy Eucharist. One day, she was late. The other sisters were waiting in the community. Since the mother couldn't come or didn't come on time, another senior sister just exposed the Holy Eucharist. The mother came and there was a serious argument. Why did you expose the Holy Eucharist? It is my duty or my responsibility. Why did you do that? Problems happen. Whoever exposes, okay, the mother was not there, that is why the other sister did it. She should appreciate her, no? Instead of that, challenging her, questioning her, creating tensions in the community. I think we need to address it. These are silly things. And sometimes we make them very important. And issues also get birth in our communities. We need to be aware about this one. Sometimes we have to close our eyes. And in the conflicts or the mistakes, said, very often when I make a mistake, I accept it. Okay, it's fine. We close our eyes, One of our eyes we close. And when we judge others, we open both of our eyes. When we see the mistakes of our community members, we see them with two of our eyes. And when I make a mistake, I see them with one eye. That is what their reflection was. Usually it should happen. When others make a mistake, see them with one eye. But when I make a mistake, with the two eyes we have to see. That is to say, let us be objective with ourselves. Objective means, okay, when I make a mistake, let us be strict with me. But when others make a mistake, show them some mercy. Like Jesus and the woman who was caught in adultery, Jesus said, let any one of you who has not sinned be the first person to throw the stone. What was the problem there? If someone would have thrown one stone, she should have been stoned to death on that day. Throwing the first stone. Okay, now Jesus was invited them, look into your life. You are looking at the sinfulness of this woman, but just look into yourself. They opened two of their eyes and saw they were more sinful than this woman. So, when we judge others, when we make labels about others, let us use only one eyes. But when we evaluate our life, the mistakes that we make, let us see them with two of our eyes. Let us be objective with ourselves and subjective with others. Show some mercy. That is the meaning. Okay. Now, this is another important point, my dear sisters, in our community life now. Person-centered, not work-centered. One thing is this one. More than a principal or a manager or a superior, let us be persons of prayer. Now, one example now. Anybody can become a principal or a manager or a superior, but anybody cannot become a person of prayer. In one case, in a school, one of the teachers was undergoing an operation for her liver. It's a huge expense. I think lakhs of rupees was needed for that liver surgery. And this sister took an absence from the school for a couple of months. And she was taken to one of the famous hospitals for this critical surgery. And as she was being taken to the operation theater, she said, I want to speak with my principal sister. Others asked, for what? That is a Sikh family, Punjabi family. Why do you want to speak with your principal? She said, I want to speak with her. Then they made the phone call to the principal there, and she said, the teacher said, Sister Ji, please say a prayer. Sister Ji, please say a prayer. The principal was a prayerful woman, and she said a prayer. And the operation was too long, too critical, and after a few weeks she was okay. Then she came to the school and she stood in front of other teachers in the staff meeting. She said, when I was being carried into the operation theater, I was literally at a loss. I had no hope, I had no courage, because I knew it was very serious. My operation was very serious. But that time I got an enlightenment. Someone told me, please call the principal. Someone told me, please make a phone call to the sister and ask her to pray. And when the sister said the prayer through the phone, the teacher told in front of everyone, I don't know how I regained my strength. Friends, how do our staff see us? Do they see us as a superior or a principal? Or are they able to see us men and women of prayer? I think people want us men and women of prayer. In another case, this principal, she is invited by her staff members to visit their family. In that community, 4 sisters are there, but only the principal is invited. Sister Ji, please come to our house. And when she goes there, she mingles with them and she makes a prayer. And this news spread there, and all the staff they are calling. And the other members, nobody is calling. But she is a very wise woman, and she takes the mother or another sister with her whenever she goes to the houses to visit. And when they visit, the custom is that people will give the sisters 500 rupees each. And the other sisters, the principal, she doesn't buy that. But the other sisters understood, and whenever the opportunity is coming, even if she doesn't call, they will go to the houses. But if they are asked to go for prayer service in the village, they have leg pain, knee pain, everywhere pain. But this kind of visit, they have no problem. There is money issues there. So the point is this one. Let us not make ourselves known to others as great men or great organizers or great leaders or great superiors or principals. No, not at all. Let our people, let our staff know that we are men and women of prayer. And if someone has asked us, like this sister's case, Sister Ji, please say a prayer for me. That's a great success in our life. And that is a great witness that we can give. See, that one sister, she experienced the power of prayer and she witnessed for Jesus in front of all of the staff. only because of one sister's prayer. I think we can make a change. Okay, now the last point, accompanying communities and not lonely communities. Accompanying. One question was there about accompaniment. Difficulties in accompanying others and also difficulties in being accompanied by others. So our communities are going to become not lonely communities, but accompanying communities. We need to accompany. Okay, there are 6 areas. When we accompany others, we need to focus on the strengths of our community members. We need to focus on the strength. People say no. It is a second point. Second point also is in connection with this. That is, strengthen your gratitude muscle. If we want to strengthen our muscles, we need to do exercise every day. If we don't do exercise, the muscles will become very weak. There is no use with the muscle. So people say, in the community life, we need to strengthen our gratitude muscle. And how it is possible? One thing is this that always try to focus on the strengths of others. But we are human beings, and the natural tendency is to point out the weakness of others. She is like this, or he is like this. I am doing this one, but there is no understanding, there is no mutual cooperation, and so we try to see the weakness of others. But then the point is that if we focus on the strengths of others, if we appreciate them, there is a concept called appreciative inquiry, positive appreciative inquiry. PAI. It's a new development in the positive psychology. They say if we go on appreciating others positively, it will bring a lot of changes in that person, and from that person's change, the community will be changed. So everything depends upon appreciation. That is why previously we mentioned, everybody, the greatest need is to be appreciated. Everybody has got. Now in one case, we have a brother, and he doesn't sleep in the chapel, but sometimes he terribly sleeps. Not only in the class, but not only in the chapel, but in the class also, he sleeps. Now, I told other fathers, and we had just a discussion. From the discussions, I realized if I am focusing on the weakness of that brother, that he sleeps in the chapel, in the study hall, there are so many other beautiful strong points in him. That he is a good singer, he is a good musician, he is a good computer manager, and very good in studies, good handwriting, so he is able to organize things. We miss those positive things in him. If you only focus his sleep in the chapel and in the study hall, instead focus more on the strengths of this man, and after telling him or after convincing him of his positives, he said, I applied this principle there. I said, you have so many positive qualities and you are doing wonderful things in the community and for other brothers, helping them in their needs and so on. But then there is one area, I feel you are little weak. He asked, what is that, father? I said, I observe that you sleep in the chapel and in the study hall. He said, yes, father, I am really struggling with my sleep. Then he asked, how can we overcome? Then some techniques were given, and he makes effort. He has to overcome that. Sometimes we also sleep in the chapel. When in the case of seminary formation and so on, when we see brothers sleeping, and when we correct them, immediate question will come, when you were a brother, what were you doing? I say, yes, I also slept. Then what right I have to scold this brother? Yes, I can enable him. You are sleeping, what is happening with you? Please try to overcome. We can enable that person. If you scold the person, there is no meaning at all. Because we have repeated the same mistake. We have repeated the same mistake. And in this case, this brother has begun the process of change in his life. That is why he said, focus more on the strengths, not on the weaknesses. If we focus on the weakness, what will happen? We will drown, we will dabaying the good qualities, when we project the weaknesses of the person, the communities. Okay, here the gratitude muscle, about the muscle It happened recently. One of the fathers shared, when he went for a class, he listened. In a community, 3 sisters were there. And mother was not there on that day for the this morning prayer. And the other 2 sisters were there, and they had some issues with the interpersonal relationship. Problems were there. And whenever there was a problem, it was a mother who was a mediator. On that particular day, the mother was absent in the chapel. They had some arguments with the saying of the Psalms. Saying of the Psalms. Some problems came. And their argument became so heated up, one of the sisters gave a slap on the cheek of the other one in the chapel. The other one fell down. Then what the good thing the sister did is that she got up from there, one who slapped, went and informed mother. The other one has fallen down there. Mother asked, what happened? I gave a slap. For what? Because we had an argument. Then the mother came, the superior came, she sprinkled some water on her face and so she regained the consciousness, then she was fine. Muscle you should know. It's not a created story or exaggerated story, it happened. 3 members, not here. Not here. It can happen. Okay. Then another area of people-centeredness is we need to move toward others than running away from our community members. Moving toward, this morning we mentioned, we should take the first step. Not that we wait for the other person to come to us. We need to take the first step. If there is a problem, if there is an issue, superior has to make the first step. But sometimes it can happen, there is cold war. Yes, without speaking, we remain. Without speaking. There are some communities, at least in the case of one of our brothers, one was a good singer, the other one was the musician, one who plays the organ. And the electrician was there. there will be conflicts. And the problem was this one, whenever he comes to singing, the one who plays organ, he makes some sound that is out of place, out of rhythm or something. I am not a singer, I do not know about that. The issue became, he said, you make this problem whenever I am singing. When others are singing, you are not having any problem. There are some arguments in the dormitory, and these 2 brothers remained without speaking for 3 months. From that issue, they remain cold war. Okay, they are living in the same community, same dormitory, same study hall, same chapel, same refectory, same court, same workplace, everything is same, but not speaking. Issue happened. That time only, but the failure is that we also came to know later on. Then we called the 2 persons. If you want to be religious, you should become a man of forgiveness. We should forgive. Otherwise, religious life will be horrible. We told him. They once said, Father, I made the mistake. I asked him forgiveness. Sorry for that. They all said, I cannot forgive. Because he always make this kind of problems there. Then we had to ask, we had to correct him. And finally, at the end of the 3rd year, he himself had to leave. Yes. Forgiveness. No. Our duty is when we sense something wrong, as superiors, animators, we should take the first step. Call the community members. We need to humble ourselves. Sometimes others will make comments about us, or sometimes they will mock at us, sometimes they will make so many other issues. Let us face them for the sake of the community. A superior has to crucify himself or herself for the sake of community. That crucifixion experience we have to undergo, especially when there are problems in the community. Okay. Now here, as I said, let us move toward others rather than running away from them. So one example, in one community, one of the sisters, she doesn't like watching TV, but others like. So always the other sisters will invite, come and join with us. She has got her own works, but she used to tell, no, even though I don't have time to watch TV, also I don't like to watching TV, but even then I will go and sit to work with my sisters, at least for some time. Then they feel she is also with us. The other one, if she runs away or if she goes away from them always, she feels, oh, she is a different person. So sometimes, even if we don't like, maybe some food items, maybe some recreation, okay, we will come to that recreation now. Even if we don't like, we have to join with our community members. Maybe cooking or one day outing or going for visiting someone. So there are so many ways we can do. So even if as elderly persons here, even if you don't like or we don't like, let us join with others for the sake of the community. Now here, in one of the cases, I heard this story from one community in Chennai. There was an issue. The issue was this one. After this corona started, there was no catechism class. And slowly catechism class was started online. The parish arranged, And one sister was in charge of catechism, and she was asked by the parish priest and the other catechism teachers to have the community, the Android mobile, and have the Google Meet so that she also can teach the students there. And their rule is that every month they will be given 75 rupees to recharge their mobile. Not for the principal or the mother, other community members. Superior and principal, they can take any amount of money. From the school they take. The other sister, she is only a member, and she was given only 75 rupees for recharging the mobile. Now, with the 75 rupees, what recharging is possible now? And here, the catechism class came, and everybody else was there online, and this sister, the parish priest asked her, Sister so where are you? Why are you not coming online to teach the students in the catechism? She said, I have some difficulties. Then afterwards, she made an audio. She recorded. She said, in my community, only the superior and the principal are allowed to recharge this, the mobile data now. And I am not given, I have given only 75 rupees. I cannot do anything with that. Therefore, I am not able to come to this Google Meet and teach the students. And she sent foolishness, She sent this message to that WhatsApp group. She influenced another community member from the same community, and from her mobile, she sent this one to that WhatsApp group. We know what will happen today. Within seconds, that message was spread everywhere, and this message reached the provincial first, then the general. Then inquiry came to the community. It was true. The sister was given only 75 rupees. And she said, okay, they did not justify the action that she did. They said, there was another way of doing instead of sending this one. What a foolish thing you had done. Then she said, I had asked them several times, but they were not able to listen to me and so on. We cannot justify that. But there are cases. Then another thing, it may not be in connection with this, but let me tell you, recently one of the talks of Bishop Mark Prince, Adilabad Bishop, it became very viral. In that, he shared one experience, there was a school run by, in the Adilabad diocese, I do not know which is called, Bishop was telling, run by the sisters. And there came some issues there, some conflicts there with the parents. Finally the case, it would have become a big issue. And the sisters immediately ran towards the bishop. They presented the case there, bishop listened to him. And next day, the bishop told the sisters, please invite that man. And the sisters invited him, made a phone call. He said, who are you to call me? Then they said, the bishop is calling. Bishop wants to meet you. Then he said, if the bishop wants to meet me, I am ready to come. Then he did not know who the bishop was. He was a Hindu, He was a Hindu. And he went, the sisters were not there, he went to the bishop's house. And the moment he saw the bishop was saying, the moment he saw me, he fell on my feet and said, Bishop Ji, if you are in charge, or if you are the responsible person of this school or this institution, I will never file a case. Then he asked why. And why are you going to file against the sisters? He said, Bishop, you may not remember. Once you came to our village. And I was a Hindu. Hindus also were there for that feast, and I noticed that other fathers and his sisters, they had a different counter, food counter. No? We are also know fathers and sisters, they have the upper room. The ordinary people, they have the ground floor. We announced. It was announced there. What I noticed you on that day, you did not join with the sisters or fathers, but you went and sat with the ordinary people and you had your food. I understood on that today you are a different person. Today I am near to you, and with that inspiration I am not going to file a case. What the bishop said is that many of our institutions problems come when we distance ourselves from the ordinary people. Bishop was telling. But if we are going closer to the people, moving toward the people, the ordinary people, many of the problems can be solved. So many experiences all of us will have here. The people who are working in the school will have so many. Sometimes we were saved by our parents. When we thought that nobody was there, somebody is coming and speaking for us. Maybe this kind of a gesture, compassion, mercy must have influenced that person. So we need to move toward the people. Community members, also the people outside, not distancing from them. Also know the needs. 75 rupees, not enough. Like the other sister, she used to give every Sunday her mobile phone, untold mobile phone, to the younger sister, who did not have even the Nokia phone. We need to be understanding. Okay. Now, another aspect in taking care of or in accompanying others in our communities, respect the dignity of others. Respect the dignity of others in the community. In one school, the principals are, I do not know, I have no practical experience. Every year, when we prepare the timetable, we reshuffle some teachers and so on. We do something like that, Okay. And the principal does it with the advice or with the advice received from others and so on. And in one case, the principal, together with another sister, did the reshuffling. Okay, then some teachers did not like the new arrangement. Then they went and complained to the other sister, not to the principal, the other sister. Then she said, "It's not I who did it, you go and ask the principal." Okay, then they were telling, they came to the principal. Then they asked him, "I did not publish the reshuffled list on the notice board. From where you got the information?" She did not publish it. Even before publishing it, they came to know, they complained here, and they're instigated to go and meet the principal. They said, "From where you got it?" They did not tell anything, they did not open their mouth. Then the principal understood something has happened there. Then she went and opened her drawer, and in that the reshuffled list was not there. How it went out? This sister took it from the principal's office and gave to them. And she was keeping quiet. The other sister, no. She did not open their mouth. But the principal understood that teachers will never come inside and take from the drawer of their principal. She understood it. And the principal did not tell anything at all. She told the teachers, "Okay, I may have made some confusion, sorry. Let me study about the matter. Now you may go." She sent them. And that evening, this sister came to the community and asked her, "Sister, did you know how that paper went out from my room or from my office?" She said, "I do not know. I don't enter your office also. Only you are entering there." Then she had the CCTV footage. She took that CCTV footage and gave to her. You see, do you know who is this person? She said, "Oh, it's me." Then she's telling, "No, yes, the issue was this one. The principal was doing wonderful there. She was not able to digest that. One of the simplicity people only. Simplicity, no? She was not able to digest the name and the appreciation that the other sister was getting. You see how the foul game is played. And she said, "I knew it. I would have shown this CCTV footage in front of the sisters, in front of the teachers. But that would have spoiled your dignity. I did not do that. I respect your dignity, but what you did is wrong. What you did is wrong. So, sometimes we have to bear these kind of difficulties, sufferings in our life, but we need to defend the dignity of others. Another thing is that sometimes some communities it happen now, simply scolding the members, especially the younger ones. In some of the cases, when we go for the mass, when we listen how the provincial is speaking with some of the community members, we'll think it is better to run away from this community. How these sisters are surviving there. Such a way of scolding, commanding, things are happening like that. As if they are slaves. Commanding no. Never. Okay, you scold them, let us scold them, let us correct them, but not in front of others. Especially when people are in our community from outside. Let us never do. As superiors, we have to practice patience, we have to suffer that time. But when nobody is saying, let us ask them or let us give them corrections. Okay. Now, another point for this accompaniment is that some common recreation, every day, coming together, maybe playing cards, or some of us maybe knowing the cards and so on. Sure, maybe Kadida is a doggy, one of the interesting games. At least once a week, come together and have some time for smiling or laughing loudly. It is curative, okay? Laughing loudly. Every day, spend some time, light moments, all the community members together. Maybe sharing, or some jokes, or some stories, or some anecdotes, something you share, and you have some, maybe 5 or 10 minutes enough, maybe after the supper. Some communities, what is happening is that immediately after the food, they go to their den, to their room. Then only next morning they will rise up, they will have the resurrection. Immediately after the food, they will disappear. Then either for the next food only they will come out, like the pythons. When they feel hungry, they will come out from their room. No, it should not be. There should be moments. We have a very good tradition. Our congregation is a Spanish congregation, and we have a cards game called Canasta. And every community, after supper, we come together and play the game. Everybody will be there. 4 or 6 can play. In our communities, maximum 6 or people will be there. They come, there is a lot of fun. In every community it is there. So it's a moment of building up the community. Some people think no, common recreation is very bad. It is sinful. Not sinful. Even Jesus was a person who enjoyed the companies. Wherever there was a feast, he used to go. And he used to eat very well. Not only eating, drinking also, wine in Cana, even there. Whoever invited Jesus never said, I don't have time. In the case of food, he went, he celebrated his life. So, common recreation we need to have in our community. Call everybody and spend some time together. Maybe some games or some puzzles, or there are different ways of doing that. At least once a week. At least once a week. If every day it is not possible, may not be, at least once a week come together. Maybe on a Sunday, maybe after supper, come and prepare some snacks also. Or once a while go out. Because of Corona, many of us have been locked inside. But most of the communities we have visited. Not that going 400, 500 kilometers, but maybe visiting a nearby community and spending some time with them now. Or going to a place where we can spend some time, prepare some food. We do that here in the community. We do that. Prepare some food, go for an outing, maybe one afternoon, then come evening for the rosary and the supper and so on. But that will build up the community. Without our knowledge, the bond will be increasing. Okay. And the final point that we need to take care is, there is fix the broken windows. Okay. Superiors, this is a concept developed in the American context, especially in the New York context. The development of this theory, background is this one. People observed that if a building is there in a lonely place, And if the strangers observe that, if the windows are broken, what is indication that they are getting? That nobody is staying here. Okay, today one window is broken. Strangers will observe, okay, nobody is here. Next day, they will break one more window. And if it is not repaired, next day, one more window will be broken. And if it is not repaired, all the windows of that building will be repaired. Because they know that nobody is staying there. On the other hand, when the first window is broken, if we repair that, the other windows will not be repaired. Because the reason is that they know that people are living here. Okay, fix the broken window means in our communities, when the problems are small, when only a single window is broken, have the prudence and the wisdom to repair that window. Let us not wait a long time, because if you are waiting, what will happen? One window, today, tomorrow another one, day after tomorrow another one. By the time we come for repairing, all the windows we will have to repair. Instead, when one single window is broken, if we repair that, remember, we can solve the problems before they become great. So, this principle we have to follow in our life. Fix the broken window in the first instance itself. So, with this, we conclude the discussions that we have. There are some other points, but I think it is enough. You are also tired. I am also tired. I already had a very sore throat. I was struggling. But then God gave me the energy to spend this time here now. So we will conclude here. So my dear sisters, people came from different places, embracing so much of sacrifices. From Assam, from Jharkhand, then from where? From Pune. Our elderly sister with much difficulty, she came here. Then Gadchiroli also. You know how much sufferings or how much adjustments we had to make during this COVID situation now. It speaks about your commitment to your responsibility as animators of community. And also it speaks about your generosity in making our communities bit more filled with vigor, bit more active, compassionate, caring, loving, delegating and so on. The areas that we discussed. So when Sister Vidya asked me, I told her, I have all these days classes, whole month classes in Darshana. I am practically busy because of the operation. I was not able to go for the classes. I missed. Then Father Francis told me, now you have to take. Otherwise, next month the holidays are starting. So I have the classes continuously for 5 weeks. Now this is the 4th week I am having the classes there. Then this also came. But when it was about community, and Sister Ji also helped me with the areas. Then I said, surely I will come. Because community life is the most important part of a religious. And then I started to collect it, to reflect, to discuss these areas with some of the fathers, some of the sisters. I got a lot of inspiration. And some of them are my own experience, so surely. And some others we have received from others. So I was fortunate enough to spend this day with you. And first of all, I thank Sister Vidya for giving me this opportunity of spending my time and learning from you so many things, especially from the group discussions. And also I thank Superiors, Sister Superior is there, other counselors are there, and each one of you who made a point to come here and to actively participate in this session. Usually when we go for this kind of sessions, the afternoon session is very tough because we feel sleepy. But I saw we were active. We were very, I don't know how it was, but my assumption is that we were active both inside and outside, and we were trying to benefit from it. So we thank the Lord, and we thank each one of you, and very especially the sisters who came from far. Varda people, no thanks, because but the people who came from far, we acknowledge their sincere efforts. And once again, thank you so much.